Hey, I'm about to let it go. I'm spinning. Cause I wasn't born with it. If I see it, I'm about to go. Get it, I'm about to show off. 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 Say if I got it, I'm spinning. I'm spinning. Cause I wasn't born with it. If I see it, I'm about to go. Get it, I'm about to show off. 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 5K on that bright link. Bitch ain't got near diamond. Better iris and still find this. If she know the name, she know what time it is. I got bands on deck when I walk in the building. Grown man bars, I don't rap with the gingerville gates in my sight. That's the billion, right? The boy get it poppin' like a can of Sprite. Watch this. I pulls up, I balls out. Good shit. Pulls up to the light, make a left and a right. Now it's back to the money with the K face on. Back to the money with the big face on. And paper chase on me. Big bank on me day in, day out. Ain't shit changed on me. They say I came up and I changed on them. Why? Cause you stayed down and never came up. 100 racks, no drink, that's the chain only. All white ghost, not a stain on it. I may go get another just to give them more anguish on my anus. Body language screaming, hey, look at me. When I look into the mirror, this is what I see ya. Show off, show off, show off. I'm spinning. Cause I wasn't born with it. If I see it, I'm about to go. Get it, I'm about to show off. Show off. Show off. Show off. Show off. Show off. Hey, I'm spinning. I'm spinning. Wasn't born with it. And I'm about to show off. That's what we did in Detroit this weekend.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Hey.
We
were showing totally off.
We were feeling ourselves. Miss Curvilinear had us feeling ourselves.
She had us feeling ourselves, and she made us feel like we were family. So, we're gonna jump into our weekend in a minute. I just want to introduce ourselves. This is Curvilinear Radio. I am Mary JB.
I'm Kiki with an E.
And Miss Misha, Miss Hotspot, is not in the building today, but she probably will call in. She is sick. Yep. So I'm glad she's keeping those cooties at the house. But I love you and we miss you. And we will see you next Thursday. Okay. So this weekend, it was phenomenal. We were in Detroit for the 5th anniversary gala.
And that's what it was.
Exactly. For Curve Bella Boutique. It is definitely a world-renowned boutique. It is an online boutique as well as they have a store based in Michigan. And they have phenomenal clothes. It's not like no little pick and pull boutique. Like she has a plethora of items. You're going to go in and you definitely might come out with you're going to probably want to get a lot of things, but you definitely ain't going to leave without buying something. Exactly. That's all I'm going to tell you.
All type of styles.
All type of styles.
The quality of
baby, listen. We had so much fun. So I just wanted to personally, from Curvilinear Radio, give our thank yous and love and respect for Miss Curvebella, because she is everything. Yes. And please follow her pages on Facebook and IG, because you'll see all kind of things that happen this weekend. Hashtag I am Curvebella. And it's Curve CURV, no E or no Y. It's Curve, then Bella, BELLA. So I am, like I am Curvebella. Hashtag that, and you'll be able to see. So it was over 100 models. Listen,
yes,
over, and I'm not even exaggerating. It was more than 100 models for this show.
Got videos out there,
and we got mad videos and mad pictures, so y'all can see it. It was 6 of us, Columbus, Ohio, and Findlay, 1 from Findlay, and then 5 of us from Ohio. Yeah, I think it was like and it was Toledo. 1 from Toledo. So Ohio went to show our love for, even though y'all don't like
Michigan. We still went.
Still representing
and represented because I personally love Michigan. Yeah. Like I told y'all before, my daddy is from Michigan. So it was fun. I know you went downtown. I saw your pictures downtown.
Girl, because I seen that I seen a tree on Instagram. Because when I'm about to go somewhere, I hashtag like when we going to Detroit. I hashtag Detroit nightlife, Detroit MUAs. That's how I got Mr. Jalen Matthews. He
beat your face to capacity.
Only 20 years old.
Yeah, he did a wonderful job.
Yeah, so that's why I hashtag everything when I'm about to go somewhere, and I just find all type of stuff, good eats and everything. I'm either hashtagging or Googling.
Listen, I ate J&J's fish and chicken the whole weekend.
Did you?
Girl. Let me tell y'all what Curvilinear did. Listen, Linda, if you are a model, okay, and you've been modeling, she fed us. And I'm not talking about no rinky-dink pizza or no rinky-dink burger and fries. She actually fed us a full course meal. Yes. Beef, chicken, side dishes, a cake. And then not even that. We served ourselves, so you could get good helpings. You know how us curvy women like to eat. So not just that, but she had wine, water, chips, cookies. She had all kind of snacks in the model rooms, and we didn't have just one model room.
No.
We had at least what?
Four? It was four.
4 model rooms. And this is Michigan. That's what I'm saying, that a lot of our events, we need to take notes. I'm just saying, everybody can take a note from, if you're an event planner or you're a coordinator of a model event, you need to take notes from these other designers, these other events, other models, because this is what helps you in your business. Like I felt loved. Yeah. Like from hello. And it wasn't just because she fed us. It was herself, her personality. Yeah. She's genuine. Her heart is open. Yes, she was about her business, but she also made sure that we felt welcome. Like we were definitely there to work, but just like any employee or any employment job, you want to feel like you're a part of something. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to just go to work and not get anything in return. Like no thank you, no nothing. And that was wonderful. Like she's definitely one that was one of the dopest events that I've walked for. Like literally from beginning to end, one of the dopest. And just expanding myself in other states, other cities. I'm seeing little things that I'm like, wow. It was over 500 people in that gala. Yeah. That hall was packed to capacity. And the vendors were dope. I got these. I should have brought them. I swear, I bought these earmuffs that were bejeweled.
You got some.
Got them. I got the black and gold ones. Oh my God. And then there was this one lady there that had bejeweled glasses. I was like, listen. And she had the daggone camera mirror. The selfie mirror. Like you tap it and you step back and it take your pictures and it prints it out.
In the mirror.
Listen.
You know what you looking like before these pictures come out.
It was free to the guests, not to her. She had to pay for that. Right. So that was something that she was offering the people who are coming. Like you're coming with your ticket. You can get your pictures with the models or with your spouse or yourself, just to have something as a token that this is my event. Like it was dope. It was really, really dope. So I'm sorry, I'm just talking about that because I'm still on a high from that. Like our videos, our pictures, everything. I like going to shows where I have something that I can take from it. You know what I'm saying? Like I got mad pictures. I got dope memories from beginning to end. I met some dope females. Yes. Like, hi, Kenja. How are you? Hi, sir. How are you doing? You coming real soon. Thank you. So I just like having events where I can meet phenomenal people and take away from them. Not because I like to learn. I like to be in a situation where I'm learning from people as well as them learning from me. And I'm feeling the love and the energy. It was definitely a really nice event and movement. So I just give my props to Miss Carvella. I love you, and I can't wait for the next event because I definitely will be auditioning every time you have one until you say I'm too old to come. Right. When I got a cane and I just can't walk no more. And you like, listen, Mary, you gonna have to take your limping ass somewhere else. You can't be walking down my daggone runway. I'm just saying, I'm gonna keep coming every time. I love her.
Me too.
So I want to play another song, Volume by Doe.
Okay.
Volume by Doe. I want to play that song, and he is coming real soon in 2018. Like, we are booked, Linda.
Yes.
We are booked.
2018. Like, this year is done.
Listen, and we're going to jump into this. Exactly. And then we're going to jump into this topic. Again, our topic is ADHD, depression, and Miss Karen Kirkland should be pulling in any minute. So we can jump into this topic because it is definitely something that I wanted to touch on, as well as Miss Karen for her own reasons, which she will share with you once she gets here. So here is Volume.
Yeah. Bring them over here. Alright. Let's go. We hella turned up. Nah, you ain't nothing but a hater. Do your job. If you don't sell dope, then you gotta rob. Real ones over here will fries. We hella turned up. Nah, you ain't nothing but a hater. Do your job. If you don't sell dope, then you gotta rob. Baby, this the life. Welcome to the mind. I'm just popping and I'm flexing, young and living reckless. Swear I've been pouring up since I left Texas. Still ball on you, baby, when you least expect it. Got your mortgage in my mouth, savings on my necklace. We on them couches and them sections standing by the exit. Money going to my head like an incession. Meanwhile, I'm popping. I'm praying now, no D, no sipping shit. Lobster and shrimp, don't you smell it when I burn? Swag so wet, but it never surfs. Hard body. Boy, you softer than the nerf. My home is the Midwest, and I'm hoping down the turf. Let's go. We hella turned up. Nah, you ain't nothing but a hater. Do your job. If you don't sell dope, then you gotta rob. Real ones over here will fries. We hella turned up. Nah, you ain't nothing but a hater. Do your job. If you don't sell dope, then you gotta rob. Baby, this the life. Welcome to the mind. If you ain't pushing, then you better be somewhere in them bushes. That work, girl, hard-headed. Gave her a whooping. Watch how you sit it. It's packed, step under them cushions. Did it with the air. Working like a Ouija board, yeah, still pushing. All this game low key with no people looking. My nigga just came home right back. We addicted to the drug trade, I know some lost it all in the drug raid. Money burns so fast, it'd be hard to save. I got the juice, it took a minute to be made. They hit it every day, I still got paid. We hella turned up. Nah, you ain't nothing but a hater. Do your job. If you don't sell dope, then you gotta rob. Real ones over here will fries. We hella turned up. Nah, you ain't nothing but a hater. Do your job. If you don't sell dope, then you gotta rob. Baby, this the life. Welcome to the mob. If you don't sell dope, then you gotta rob. Baby, this the life. Welcome to the mob. If you don't sell dope, then you gotta rob. Baby, this the life. Welcome to the mob.
Turn up the value.
I like that. That was that right there was dope. Listen, it's about to play again. That was dope. Volume is the song. And this is Curvilinear Radio. I am Mary JB.
And I'm Kiki with the E. And Miss Karen Kirkland
hi guys.
Is in the building.
She is in the building.
I'm not used to this mic stuff. So am I positioned right?
You're positioned right. You are on the camera. We can see you and hear you.
Beautiful.
If you want to move it, you got to move it by the black bar. Don't be afraid.
Move it by the black bar.
Yeah.
There we go. Look at that.
Look, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, Karen.
Come
Come
on,
into the
Monica.
light, Karen. We good. How are you? We missed you.
Yes, ma'am.
I know, guys. I've been actually just working on me,
That's 'cause you didn't
and
know it's one of our mother sisters also.
actually, yes, I am, and I do miss all of y'all. But sometimes you just got to step away
Most
from that
definitely. Totally
platform and work on yourself.
You've been modeling for a while, though, right?
Yes, and from the first show that we did,
Mhm.
and it was just things that I was going through then, quietly. Just trying to deal with it on my own. No one would see it, but it's the truth,
Never let them see you sweat.
right?
Don't let them see you sweat.
So yes, I'm very good at it. So I'm not a person, sorry guys, I'm over here trying to do this live stuff.
Oh, you good?
I'm not a person that wear my problems on my sleeve and so forth, where everybody can see it.
Amen.
Sort of keep everything in. So that's not good.
Right.
That's not good because it's eating at me.
So let's jump into who you are.
So that's what I've been doing.
Introduce you to the audience because they don't know who Karen is. So let's jump into that, and then we can jump into your concerns with this topic and where you are in life now. So who is Karen? Tell us who you are. I know you're a mother, sister, all that good stuff, but break it down, and a wife. So break it down to our audience.
Yes, I'm 37. I have 2 kids. So I have a boy and a girl, 14 and 7. Pretty much Karen is just laid back. I'm goofy. I can be sassy. I'm diva-ish. I gotta be on point at all times.
My fellow Virgo.
I'm very calm. I'm just a laid back person. I don't do drama. I like to have fun. That's pretty much it. But I am a person who enjoys life to the fullest, as y'all can see on Facebook.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
I don't let nothing get in my way of living life to the fullest. I feel like everybody owes that. So that's me. That's me. I'm calm. I'm the most person you could step into the room and have a genuine conversation, and I wouldn't judge you at all. So that's Karen.
Need more people like that.
Yes. And you also have you're an agent, right? A travel agent?
I am a travel agent for Pleasure Excursions at this time. I actually been doing that since June of this year, actually. But I've been working on it for almost a year now. So, I am definitely excited for it to come to life. As everybody else in this room knows, I did a couple shows with you guys for Curve the Runway. Shout out to Christina for allowing me the opportunities to come to a platform, to step out of my comfort zone, to do something that I wouldn't even imagine to do.
Amen.
And I did a couple shows in Cincinnati with Miss Angela Reeves, which was very, very fun last year. To be a part of the OKFW family.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Miss Angela. So, but for right now, I'm not doing any more shows at this time. I'm pretty much just working on my business. That is my baby. That is my passion right there. As y'all know, I love to travel. So I do plan to travel a couple times this year. To Jamaica.
Right. I need you to get me on that list.
Like sometimes that is my trip.
Right. I'm like, I need a therapy trip too. Hold on.
That solely is my therapy. People do not understand it is absolutely my therapy to sometimes get away from the work, the life and the city that we live in actually right now.
Amen.
So yeah.
Hey, so we're gonna jump into this topic because Miss Karen brought this topic to me. And and that's what I'm saying. Like, I love when people give us ideas of shows. Yes, we do our own research and we also do our own platform. But if you have an idea that you wanna have something sentimental to you or something that is a subject to you that you feel like you want to share, because your story can touch and help other people.
It sure can.
So I'm always open for that because I might have a subject that I want to talk about, but I don't have someone that's able or ready, that's not just us three, that want to share their story. So I was very happy that Karen contacted me about this subject. So we want to talk about ADHD and depression. So if you don't know what ADHD is, it is attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Okay. Yes. So, and everybody knows what depression is. And a lot of times the two are combined, especially in teen and adult ages. Because when you're younger, you really don't identify what depression is. But when you're in your teens and your adulthood, a lot of times when you are depressed, it's hard for you to stay focused.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people don't know the two. They feel like, oh, I'm all over the place. And it's probably because you're avoiding what's actually happening in your mind. That anxiety, that guilt, that fear, that thought of hurting yourself, those kind of things can trigger you to be all over the place. So I wanted Ms. Karen to share her story of how this has affected her and her family.
It definitely has. It actually started out with my son. He's 14 now. He was diagnosed with that at the age of 5, actually. So very, very, very young. You think that because they're kids and they're not, they might be doing bad things, and you might put it off and think, oh, they're just kids and they'll come out of it. Well, in my situation, that didn't happen that way. It progressed. He was not academically focused at all in school. I'm talking where I would get out of the 5 days of school, he will only be there once a week because I was being called so much into work. To come and pick him up. It would start out him being very harsh to kids. I'm talking about putting their hands on them, in class, fiddling with stuff, moving around, not able to pay attention, just not focused. So, I'm listening to these teachers, to talk about my son. So I was the statistic, like, y'all, whatever. This is my kid, the denial parent. Like, ain't nothing wrong with my kid.
Right.
Maybe this is just him. He's just trying to get out of his, out of his energy, whatever the case may be. One day, it just started to progress. It just continued to where I was constantly being out of work. I was constantly getting phone calls about him every day. And it brought a lot of anxiety to me as a parent because it felt like I wasn't doing my job. I wasn't disciplining him enough. I wasn't doing what a mom is supposed to be. So now it started to play with my mind. So I got tired of it. So I took a leave from my job. Make a long story short, my denial came to an end to where I seen it personally myself. It took me a whole day to sit in the classroom to watch him. He didn't know I was there, but to watch him act up in class, throwing crayons at the teacher while she's teaching the class, he gets up, kicks students, and they trying to, they trying to learn. So I said, this is a problem. This is a problem. So I said, okay, this is day one. As days went by, I spent 3 days visiting his school, just popping up like I'm supposed to do. And this was happening every day.
Wow.
Every day. So then that's when I went in to get him diagnosed because I felt like I was a kid, but I didn't do this in school. So I know that this is not normal to where, normal kids, they get in trouble. And when he would come home, he wouldn't feel nothing about what he did. How was your day? Oh, I did good in school. No, you didn't. I was sitting here watching you the whole time.
Right.
So he knew he wasn't doing good, but telling me he was.
Right.
Because he didn't want to get in trouble. So I did get him diagnosed. Went through, long story short, he was with 3 doctors, just plain doctors, 3 psychiatrists. He also had ODD, which is called oppositional defiant disorder. Anybody, authority, people, his family members would tell him to try to discipline him, he would go off. He would disrupt a store, disrupt his school, disrupt wherever I'm at, out the blue, to where it make it look like I can't even control my own kid. To one day I snapped and I beat him down like he stole something. That wasn't the best decision, but at that time, this is going into fast forward 4 years later, I snapped, and this was my second offense, beating down on him, because in my mind, I'm exhausted at this point. And you in here showing out and, you know, calling these teachers and stuff out of their names and stuff. And then he flinched at me and hit me. So I say this is because as parents, we feel like we feel like we're supposed to be the ones in charge all the time. And the discipline is hitting our kids sometimes. Sometimes that does not work. I guess that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't. It depends on the child.
And you would not believe how many people I would share this to. And the first thing that come out their mouth is, oh, well, you should have beat him down. Well, beating him down got me in court with 2 offenses. And if I do it again, I'm going to jail.
Can I ask this? Well, first, let me share with you the exact same thing, everything that you just said, every single thing that you just said, I am going through right now.
God,
and I have 2 boys, and both of them, these schools tag team my phone. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
and these is my kids.
Yeah.
So it really do make you feel some type of way.
It does.
It does. And y'all don't understand. Like, I really do. I don't mean to be crying, but it really does. People don't understand what I really go through. So I'm
telling you, and this is why I wanted to come up here to do something like this, because like I said, the first thing that everybody wants to say to you is that, oh, you're not doing enough, or you're not, you need to beat your kids and so forth.
But yeah, the question was, I was going to ask, before this beat down, before the beat down, did he get whoopings regularly, or you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
and that would be that was what was crazy. And I would beat him down to the ground, and then the next day,
like, you ain't never did nothing.
Like, you that woman didn't do nothing.
Nothing.
Like,
you know, girl, I've even like threatened to be like,
still going to school.
Do I need to give? I mean, I literally just said this yesterday. Do I need to whoop your butt before you go to school so you can know what you can come home to?
Right.
But then he'll still go to school, and I talk to these kids daily, daily on the way to school up to the door. Do you hear me? My kid just got suspended from latchkey. Like, I had to readjust my schedule a little bit. I had to get off work early yesterday just so I could pick him up from school, because he couldn't go to the after school program because he's suspended from it.
Yeah. So I went through a lot from 5 years old, trying to raise him and dealing with wazoo doctors, wazoo psychotherapy, just to step outside the box from what we call as discipline and see what other measures I can.
Yep.
And sometimes that didn't help.
Nope.
Right.
And it came down to the point where I had to medicate my kid, and I never had to, and I broke down and cried, because that's the worst thing that's the last thing you want to do to your kids is think a medication is going to help them, which he would still do the same things. But, my mother said to me, like, you don't need to put him on that stuff. And you have people
having their opinions about it.
And but at the end of the day, is you getting these calls?
Thank you, please.
Is you getting these calls?
And that's how I break it down.
And I have to sit with myself at night and pull my hair out. And then this is where my mind and my depression mode would kick in, and my anxiety, where it grew to where I would literally sit in my room and just sit there and cry, because I already knew the next day was going to be some more drama. It's like my mind would never shut down. I could never shut down. I could never get to sleep and get proper sleep, because I already knew what tomorrow was going to hold for me. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Right now he's 14. He's doing a whole lot better than what he was. But at the same time, it took a lot out of me. Mm-hmm. So now I'm all messed up because my mind is gone at this point, mm-hmm. because I've had so much to deal with. And I kept it all in without getting help. Even my husband, it caused, dealing with the ADHD son, it caused a lot of things in my marriage, because he didn't understand half of the stuff that was going on. And, I would get offended on some things that he would say.
That's your baby.
Yeah.
Right.
But I had to look at it that he's not trying to cause conflict. He's just trying to know.
Right.
But in my mind, I'm like, I don't want nobody saying nothing. Don't say nothing. You ain't got nothing to say. You don't have no type of good advice to give me. There's nothing you can say to me at this point. To where now I'm closed in. My mind is gone. I want to annihilate myself from everybody. And people have no idea what you're going through inside, because it's like I gave it all to my kid to get right. Mm-hmm. I gave it all to my kid to get right. And now that's losing my mind and I have a daughter, so she's seen a lot, she's seen me fight him and things like that. And this is just real. I'm not even trying to,
I understand.
This is, I'm giving you raw story right now. And I believe I can do that because this could help somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That everything that you see in somebody might not be perfect. And there might be things going on in their home to where, like Curb the Runway and stuff like that, that would distract me from what I had to deal when I go home. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a lot. So now, right now I'm recovering from depression. Like I said, that took me there to a dark place, because now I'm feeling like I'm a terrible mom. Sometimes I still do, because things haven't went in the direction that I wanted to. My kids are not like other kids and things like that. So, I would keep my kids from going places sometimes with others, because I didn't want him to be acting out.
How he gonna act? So.
Right, acting out with other people. So it's like I only would go to certain people, like my family, for him. And sometimes they would be like, "Look, y'all gotta come get him. Y'all gotta come and get him right now, because he's showing out for real." And it makes it look like you got an out of control kid. And I used to just tell everybody, just be blessed that you have a kid that's not going through this. Mm-hmm. And if you can't relate, then you really can't speak on it. Right. I hate that. Like when someone used to tell me that, like, if you don't have any clue of how it is to raise this type of son, you don't speak on it at all.
I mean, a lot of times people don't feel like that is a sickness. And that's the problem. They feel like people, and that's what you got to be clear. It's just like having a child that's handicapped or
they don't come with books.
Right. That has mental issues or MRDD. They lash out too. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat them. That's a mental condition. So ADHD and you said it was defiance disorder.
Oppositional defiant disorder.
Because a lot of times even adults have that problem. And that's a lot of times y'all don't understand. And when you're in a relationship and you feel like your spouse can't control me, ain't nobody tell me what to do. That's that disorder. I'm telling you, and I'm not trying to be funny. It's that disorder. You have a disorder of someone putting a rule on you. And it's not even, it's your mind not being able to wrap around the idea of someone being able to tell you something. And that is a mental condition. Some people feel like it's just their attitude. No, it's not. Sometimes it is. Sometimes people are just assholes, period. But there is some people that have mental conditions that are very clear and in the book, and they are in denial and never got no help for it. So you just feel like that's just them. Nah, that's something else going on with them mentally. So let's see who this is. Hello, thank you for calling Curvilinear Radio. Who is this?
Hey, it's Sports Cam.
Hey, Sports Cam.
Yes, one of my good supporters. Absolutely.
And your sister. Yes, let's be clear. Yes,
and my sister.
Yay. Hi.
I mean, people really, especially in our culture, you know, not to overshine, I'm just going to say, you know what, Kara, I'm glad that you're just releasing this out because it has to be talked about.
Yes.
And I didn't know my own self. So, you know, Mary, you laid the care, and ladies, keep putting these issues out here. Because I listen, keep putting these issues out here because we have to be open to this. And I'm a teacher, and I see it all day.
Yes.
Sometimes that medication, that small dosage, I'm a teacher. That small dosage changes.
It does.
Everything.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Everything. Focus, everything. So, ladies, I'm listening. Keep doing what you're doing in there. I am just so proud of you right now for this.
I'm nervous because this is the first time I'm putting this out here, but
and that's going to be therapeutic for you, though. You got to think of it as that way. Your therapy is going to help somebody else.
Yes. And I'm glad it's talked about because I have a few of those kids in my class in our school, and we see it. And our parents have that same struggle. Like here it said, that same, I'm going to whoop you. Should I whoop you now or later?
Right.
Like for real.
It's crazy. It is.
That medication portion, that name medication. And I'll tell people sometimes that medication does a total difference. I got one right now. It's like a total different person.
And the teacher said the same thing.
It's like, oh my God, is this really the same child from last year? Total different person. So love you, ladies.
Love you.
Love you too.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah. So I did. I wanted to do this because, like I said, there is a lot of women that's out here that has unruly kids, and they have no idea where to go. They have no idea where to start. I feel like I'm blessed to have good doctors for him, who's been with him since he was 6. To carry me through this, and on the path that I took, I've had some ups and downs to where, I've been almost fired from jobs,
like
fired from jobs.
Talk.
I'm serious.
Real
fired from
talk.
jobs to where now I'm messing with my coin at this time because you want to be here showing out. And to give you a little other background, I was a single mom at the time handling this. His dad was really not in his life like he was supposed to be. It took that last incident that had me going to court and all of that carrying on for me to one day show up at his door. And I say, usually I will not even bother to come to you for a damn thing. But today is the day. Today is the day you will step in. And today is the day you are going to help me with this. I don't care what we got to go through. I don't care about no child support. I don't care about none of that. This is 11 years of built up on me. And it is not fair that I'm handling this all on my own. And it is not fair for my husband as well to take on the role that you should be taking on. While you sit back and like you in the audience when this is your kid.
Right.
So what I'm going to need for you to do is you going to help me. If that means he has to, I'm sorry, y'all, my eyes are so, contact is so getting on my nerves. You are going to come in and step in and talk to him. I don't care what you got to do. And I know at some point in time, there is women who are just bitter about letting their kids see their father and stuff. But at that point, I had to make a grown woman decision that it is not fair to me to deal with this on my own. Golly. So he said, I let him stay with his dad for about 30 days. Sorry, y'all.
It's okay. Let's do a break. Let's do a break real quick and let her get her contact together. And we'll talk about some centers here in Columbus that are available for those who need assistance. I'm going to go ahead and play Muhammad, and we'll let her get it together real quick, and then we'll come back and speak some more. Yes. And our lines are open, 614-781-0754. You're more than free to call in. Here we go.
I must be the greatest. I told the world, I talk to God every day. If God's with me, can't nobody be against me. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
I just like to say.
Every single bar I spit is frozen. Every flow golden. I'm chosen. Prepare for the explosion. Everything around me about to blow. D.I.Lee about to crack the code. Yeah, I'm Tupac with a jump shot. Knocking niggas' heads off with buckshots. I remember waiting at the bus stop. I remember asking mama, please stay up off that shit. I remember sitting on the bench, but now I can read the numbers, count the words, the power of my speech. Walk the waters, raise the dead, G-O-D-M-C. Your shit done been stepped on, you ain't as dope as me. I'm the one they slept on, caught way too many Z's. I'm Leonardo da Vinci, every lyric is vintage. I owe it to my village, point set up block till I'm finished. This nigga from the mud, every lyric is from the heart. Trying to set off a spark as I sing my song in the dark. And call me D.I.Lee. On certain days, I feel like Muhammad, a motherfucking prophet, fly out in the motherfucking comet. Young God watching over Compton. They call me D.I.Lee. On certain days, I feel like Muhammad, a motherfucking prophet, fly out in the motherfucking comet. Young God watching over Compton. I feel like I'm Brady in the pocket. Suge in his prime up in Bompton. Can't nobody stop him. Juggernaut, nigga, this is dominance. The game need me, I am the oxygen. Treat my fucking city like a continent. Of everything that happened, I'm the consequence. Pay attention, everything is obvious. Floating like a butterfly. Where your buddies other guys? Stinging like a bee, I lead these niggas as butter knives. Why they tryna sway me? They ain't got the answers. Lines of Patrick Swayze will persuade the dirty dancers. I probably go to hell. Too many bars for jail. They feed for what I sell, orange soda for these calves. I'm Leonardo da Vinci, every lyric is vintage. I owe it to my village, point set a block till I'm finished. This nigga from the mud, every lyric is from the heart. Trying to set off a spark as I sing my song in the dark. And call me D.I.Lee. On certain days, I feel like Muhammad, a motherfucking prophet, fly out in the motherfucking comet. Young God watching over Compton. They call me D.I.Lee. On certain days, I feel like Muhammad, a motherfucking prophet, fly out in the motherfucking comet. Young God watching over Compton.
I'm ready to back up everything I'm saying, and I'm through talking.
Hey, we back. That was Mr. D.I.Lee, and that was Muhammad. And y'all are tuned into Curvilinear Radio. I am Mary J.B.
And I'm Kiki with an E.
And Miss Misha, Miss Hotspot, is not in the building today because she is sick. So we still want to give her our love and hope she feels better. And we have our special guest, Miss Karen Kirkland, our beautiful model sister with her sick shoes. She make me sick because her foot don't fit mine. You know what I'm saying? Make me sick, but I still love her and her swag. So again, our lines are open, 614-781-0754.
Yes, call in.
And she was sharing
questions.
Yes, she was sharing her her story and background into this diagnosis of ADHD and depression. Her child, her son has ADHD, which triggered her to have depression. And she was just sharing a story about her asking the father to be a part of the child's life to assist when it comes to these issues. So you can go ahead.
Absolutely. So so at this time, like I said, he was 11, and I said, you want to help out with this. So if that means he got to come to your house for 30 days or a couple months and then come back to my house, and that's what we've pretty much been doing for him to help out. And it has definitely helped tremendously. Not to say everything is still curable. It got his father to see what I was dealing with.
Right.
So when he would go to stay with his father, he would get the calls. He would get the issues. He would get and it really, I was really happy to hear his dad call me one day and says, man, if I had known you was going through all of this by yourself, he pretty much just apologized. Like, I'm so sorry if I wasn't there like I was supposed to be. And my hat goes off to you for dealing with it for this long. But then I had to tell him, but you have no idea what it has put on me. At this point. It has caused me not to be able to mother my kids the way that I want to,
right,
and go to a parenting class for this type of stuff and deal with my own feelings, as thinking like I'm just a terrible mom because I got to sit in front of teachers every day about my kid being bad. I said, you don't know how that feels to be in a room full of teachers.
In conference, I'm in tears.
And
in conferences, I understand, girl. Yes.
You go to vulnerability because you have no idea what to do.
Yeah, you're more in defense mode. Like,
they want to tell you.
They feel like they be in there attacking you about your child. Like, your child this, your child that, and it's like.
And and I want to say to teachers, y'all have to sometimes don't think that these kids are bad kids. They are going through something. It may not seem like they're going through something because they tearing up stuff, and it is real. I feel like some teachers have to be a little bit more patient with these type of kids, and they're not. They're just literally, like Kiki said, dial up, dial up to where there is teachers that are, I had teachers tell me they are not properly trained to deal with a kid like mine. So you know what that caused my kid to be? 7 schools in.
Wow.
7 schools. And this would be the 8th school to be exact. To where most kids, they stay in one school all those years for elementary, then they go to the next school.
Right.
They're in that school. No. Not my son.
May I ask,
my son has been in 8 schools.
Have you checked in the St. Vincent's? Have you heard of that?
I did check in the St. Vincent's. I actually had a talk with them, but I guess they had some type of program where they would have kept him or something like that. Or he could have went to school there, but I would have had to turn over my rights and so forth like that, because that's how bad it was. So I was like, I don't think that's a good idea for him. But that was one of the schools that was going to be next on my list to call, to go there. But then when I went to look into it, I just didn't like to turn my rights over to a caseworker to deal with it.
Right.
No. So, he went to a lot of schools that was dealing with behavior, like Brookwood Academy. He went there, tore up a teacher's hands with a pencil. It tore up a kid's forehead because he, literally put his head into the desk. So it's a blessing that I had parents that my son, assaulted. I didn't get not one medical bill from these parents that say, you got to pay for this. You got to pay for this. This is what happened to mine. So it's like God was really treading with me the whole entire time, because I could have easily had people suing
you for assault on your child, assaulting their child.
For assaulting their child. Absolutely. He would leave the school buildings, just run. Flee to school and leave. I would get calls at 9:30 in the morning, at 9:30 at work. Oh, your son has left the building. We don't know where he's at. What?
Wow.
That's how bad it was.
Wow.
We don't have any idea where he is. We're looking for him to where, you know, cops is bringing him back to school.
Wow.
So
it's a little more severe than my case.
I can only imagine
Every kid is different.
as a mother how hard it is on you mentally and physically. Because I mean, I've been around MRDD all my life. My mom has been in the field, my dad's been in the field, and so I can understand the lashing out portion more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I can understand how, as a parent, because I've dealt with parents and seen parents how they are about their children that have these ailments.
Yes.
So just think about somebody who has a child that's kind of in their right mind. They know right from wrong. But because of their condition, that energy has to come out somehow. It's easier for you when you're in a full, complete mind to check yourself.
Right.
But when you have a condition on top of that, and you can't just sit there in a class while somebody is teaching you, and you have this energy that has to come out. I have to attack. I have to do something. Yeah. So then that child does that, and the teacher is like, your kid is just bad as hell. Something wrong with your kid. Your kid
have to continue,
because your kid can have conversations with me. Your kid can get A's on my test. I know damn well your kid. Something is wrong. Something ain't wrong. You ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing as a mama. Okay, I know it's you. It's not this child. It's you.
They will say that.
That's how they're not saying these in these words, but their way of coming and approaching you about your child is
Absolutely.
It's you. You're not doing what you're supposed to do at home. You're not having these talks with your child. You're not medicating. If you medicate, and there's teachers out there that will actually tell a parent, if you go ahead and put them on some medicine, you know, so you don't know, you know, as a parent, it's hard. Like, you're not a doctor. So automatically you're in defense mode. As a mother, period. If you love your child, your whole being is to protect your child. And anybody that's coming for your child, telling them what a horrible child they are, and you know that there is goodness in your child because you as a mom, you've seen it. You done seen your child be good. Yes. You know that they have they have the quality. Right. It's just to keep that quality for a long time for the teacher to see it.
Right.
So it's like, you're not my mom. You're an authoritative figure. So I'm not about to show you nothing. I'm about to show you what these hands do, what these feet do, what this pencil do. And you know what I'm saying? And it's sad. And I mean, like, boys are worse than girls with these conditions. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're more aggressive.
They can be. I know mine's way.
Exactly. And a lot of times these teachers, most of them are females. So you have these Black children, not trying to say white kids don't have it either, but I'm just thinking of in our situation. You have a Black child that is showing aggression towards a female teacher. And even though these kids are little, they strong as I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? You get one of them on you, it's kind of hard to get them off of you, you know? So, and then you as a teacher, you can't do anything to defend yourself, because then it's like, oh, you hit that kid? Oh, you fired. You about to lose your teacher's license.
Yeah, I would.
You know, I would too. Baby, listen, I'd be squaring up. After seeing some of these videos of how these teachers are being treated, I would have been lost my job, because I would be like,
kudos for real, because it takes a lot to deal with children.
Right. my hands go out to those teachers. Like, hey, big all the way up.
Yeah, but, Christmas gifts, like here,
right. But on the flip side, you know, some teachers are just not eligible to handle these type of kids.
They're not.
And like I said, I've had so many teachers that told me that from my own kid. Like, I don't even know how to deal with this. I don't even know how you dealing with it at home, let alone me in the classroom. So I can't have this interruption every day in my classroom, you know,
because you got to think that it's one teacher to every 15 to 25 children,
sometimes 26,
right?
Kids.
So it's like if you have 2 or 3 kids in there that's doing the same thing, it's hard for you to be able to teach a class appropriately. And I always have said, I feel like elementaries, really all schools, should have more than one teacher in a classroom. Period. Not just for the lessons, but for safety and assistance in the classroom. Because if I'm handling one kid that has an issue and another kid that has an issue behind me lashes out, how am I going to be able to assist both kids? And I'm one by myself. I always have said there should be more than one teacher in a classroom, period. And I feel like that will help. And a lot of times, a lot of these teachers are, I'm not going to blame games, because I know a lot of teachers I've been in, you know, situations. All of them are not bad. There's a couple of teachers that I know that are awesome. Like my nephew, he fidgeted a lot. And I know now they have fidget spinners to help kids focus a little more, but they don't, because they feel like they're toys. But I remember and I remember one of the teachers had said about putting a rubber band on his leg, so when he kicked his leg, it would be like a pulling his leg back. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of helped him stay focused, you know, but he's getting that energy out. Thank you for calling Curvilinear Radio. Who is this?
Hi, this is Renata. Excuse my voice.
Hi, Renata.
Hi, Renata.
Hi, Renata. How are you? Thank you for calling.
I'm a little raspy. I got a cold, but
I hope you feel better.
Thank you. I have to touch bases with what Karen said, because, you know, as parents, we do go through it, and the first thing that, you know, some of the teachers, they don't understand it, so that, you know, they want to downplay our kids, and they want to disrespect our kids, and, you know, they don't want to take the time out to actually talk to them and see what's going on with them. And I had a meeting at the school recently before school let out with my daughter's teachers, and I had a round table, and I told them, I said, I don't care if we got to do this every week. I said, I don't care if we got to do this every month, every day. I said, one thing that y'all not doing, I said, is y'all not asking her, is there something wrong with her? I said, you're not communicating with her. I said, you just won't pick up the phone. School hasn't even been in. I was like, for an hour, and you're already calling me. I said, you're the adult. You know, you got to take some type of authority, but don't cross your boundaries to where it's going to get you in trouble.
I said it goes back to not being eligible to deal with it.
Yeah, you got to learn how to deal with stuff. And then not even just that, you know, like you said, it is probably different with girls and boys. But with my daughter, it's a lot of mouth, you know, and I didn't want to accept it for a long time that she had ADHD and ADD, but her mouth started getting slicker, and, you know, I wanted to hurt her feelings. But then I was like, I got to go take her, see what's going on with her. And I took her and got her to see what was wrong with her. And they told me, they was like, yeah, just listening to you say it. When I say I was depressed, when I say I have gained the most weight ever in my life,
it is
because I was hurt. You know, I'm stressed out about my daughter, you know, just being defiant all the time, not being honest, not fitting in. Having teachers tell you that they can't handle your kid. She's not ready for this grade or that grade. They want to disrespect her, and then they want to disrespect you because they don't know, you know,
what you're going through.
What you're going through. How you're dealing with it at home. You know, it's always a battle. It's always going to be a struggle. But when I met Karen, I was on the fence because we went out the country. But then when I sat down, I talked to her. She told me she was going through the same thing that I was going through. Oh. I just said it was nobody but God that put us together because I was alone. Nobody felt me. Nobody wanted to hear me. Nobody understood me. Nobody understood, like, I'm gaining all this weight because all I could do is sit around and eat and try to figure out what to do with my kids. And I didn't have no energy. I didn't have no drive to do nothing. Yes, you know, and I sit here and I'm just like, it's nobody but God. Depression is so real. I don't care how much you pray about it. I don't care how much you talk about it. It is so real.
Amen.
You know, it's so real. And this disease, it attacks our kids. And you know, it's like the devil's like it has a hold on our kids. No matter how much we pray over them or we try to get them to stay on the right path. This is a strong disease. Yes. And people just look at it that your kid is like
it's bad. Yeah. It's bad.
You know, your kid is not bad.
They just like I said, they're going through something. They're going through something. Right. And when you didn't grow up that way, you don't know.
Element, but you just got to keep working with them.
Yeah.
You know, you got to keep working with them. Stay on it. You got to keep working.
Got to.
You know, it's hard. You know, I sometimes I sit here, I tell people like I don't want to bring my kid around because I know she's bouncing off the walls. But then I had to stop doing that because it make it look like I don't love my kid. You know, like you know, I had to stop doing that. I love my daughter. I love her to death. It's just me and her. That's my right hand. You see me, you see her. Mm-hmm. But sometimes mommy need her own time. But the times when I can't take her, I will take her. She's always with me. You know, and I just sit here. It's hard for her to make.
And this is the reason why I want to do this because I really feel like there is a lot of parents that are. I'm telling you, they are ashamed.
You don't just go around saying my kid is ADHD.
And you can't. And not everybody is going to understand what you're going through until you've been in those people's shoes and in that parent's shoes. You have absolutely no idea. Yeah. And when I do tell people my story and everything that I've told you guys, because they see me in a different way. Like I said, I don't wear my problems on my sleeve. They like, nah, you was dealing with this for real.
Right. Yeah. And I want to say
they be amazed. For a lot of real.
So I
stories for days.
Right.
You hear me?
Yeah.
And I want to say for Miss Renata, like your story, I'm over here crying. I ain't never even met you. So I want you to know, like, I hear the love in your voice. Before you even, and I'm trying not to cry anymore because I'm like, this is not, I'm supposed to be all Wendy Williams over here. And but I'm just saying, like, I can hear the love for your child in your voice, all three of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never experienced that with my child, so I can't actually say I get it. But I understand because as a woman, I know how much I love my daughter. And I know that would tear me up inside to know that my daughter would have a condition that she can't control. So for you to share your story is, I'm telling you, is so phenomenal because it makes you, the mother who has a child that isn't going through this, appreciate what you have, but also have compassion for those who are actually going through it. And I can tell you as a mother, for you to go to these meetings and you to sit there with these teachers and tell them that your child is not just some horrible child, that shows what kind of mother you are. And the thing is that a lot of these teachers aren't experiencing those kind of parents. So when they finally get a parent that is like, no, you're not going to treat my child like she ain't no damn human being and she don't have ailments. You won't treat my child with respect as well as me. And you have these parents that just get these calls and they don't do nothing.
One thing that I found out recently when we had that round table was that they was not following her IEP. So you got me sitting up here getting my kid about missing homework assignments, not doing the work. so on and so forth. You got a teacher that's in there where you got so many students that you're misplacing her homework and her work. And I said, oh, we did that. I was like, because you want to know why I noticed she did that? Because I helped her with that. I was like, so you need to go through your stack of papers and you need to look for that work. I was like, because I know it's done. And I was like, because I looked in her and I said, her homework folder. I was like, you'll have to get it out, get it together. The principal sat there and just kept nodding her head. I got one teacher, he sits there, he don't even say anything. He just shake his head. I was like, homework due today? He shake his head. No, homework due tomorrow? He shake his head again. I said, you know, you can talk, right? He was like, He was like, but you know what? He's like, I'm not. He said, I'm not stepping on your toes. He was like, because I'm gonna let you handle it. He was like, how you know that you're gonna get the right answers and stuff. I was like, you don't have to be scared of me. Just know that I'm gonna sit here. I can laugh and joke with you all day. I said, but when it comes to mine,
right?
I said, just know. I said that we got business to take care of. I said, you're not gonna play with me. I said, I've been through 5 schools with my daughter. 5. 5 schools. She's only 10 years old. 5 schools in the 5th grade. 5.
Wow.
I got these teachers that lived in Whitehall, where I live at. They would deal with my kid because they said she irate. But y'all let these little girls jump her. Y'all do nothing. You want to suspend her. So when she falls back, that's when you want to sit here and tell me I'm out of control. So I tell them, I said, okay, so, you know, I said, one thing that I know is that when you leave a school district, they lose a whole lot of money per kid. They lost $33,000 for one kid. But you couldn't push out an IEP for her. She go to a new school, the school that she out right now.
I'm going to say.
She get an IEP just like that to help her stay on top of her learning.
Yeah.
And she got intervention specialists to help her along the way. And when I say they are amazing, they are amazing.
And that's what I would just
home with good grades.
Yes, and that's what I just want to stress to a lot of parents. You know, don't fall for, yes, my kid is this way, and oh well, I'm just going to do it whatever they say. Try to get the help that they need. It is important. It is important.
Yes,
I don't care
definitely
what you have to do. God, I'm about to just take this out. I don't care.
And a lot of people don't know what an IEP is. That is an individual education program.
Right.
So, or plan. So, and that's specialized for children that have these kind of conditions, especially.
Right.
Because it takes a toll on their regular grades.
Exactly.
This behavior, they're acting this way, they're missing their lesson. Mm-hmm. They're not getting it, they're not comprehending.
Yes, my son, like I said, my son, you have 5 days of school. He will only be in school for 1 day out of the week. So if you are a parent right now that is not going through, or just imagine you get to work, I'm talking every day. They are asking you to come and pick up your kid.
And see, that school right there is clearly not working with your child.
Right.
Clearly.
Right. They don't want to have the time. They don't want to take that time to work
They don't have no
with your
counselor
child.
in their school, nothing.
As me going through this with my own kid, it taught me a lot to where now these schools can't tell me nothing. Don't call me. If you ain't went through everything on his IEP, don't call me until you've done it. Because there's no way you went through everything on his IEP in an hour that he's been here. So until you get that, until you do it, do not call me. And, you know, a lot of people would say, well, you need to go up there and go get your kid. No, I'm going to make these teachers do what they're supposed to do because he does have an IEP. Because at this time, no, I'm not going to be the vulnerable mother no more. I need to come in with my briefcase like I'm a lawyer at this point. Because now you playing with my kids' education at some point in time.
And I want to ask you guys, for both of you, because you have a little girl, correct, Renata?
Yes.
And you have a son. So when your child first was diagnosed, how did you come about getting your IEP plan, or was it like through a program,
you have to tell the school first? They have to know what's going on.
Okay, so you have to tell the school. Both of you told the school about. Okay,
you pretty much how I did my son was my son had an IEP ever since he was in the 5th grade. He had 2 of them actually, because you can have multiple things for IEP. So he had behavior on top of his academics. One of the IEPs was pretty much for behavior. So I would go to the school. I pretty much vouched for him to get this IEP. I had to pull teeth to get it because they felt, oh, well, he should be able to. That's another thing. Most of these schools will do everything in their power to not grant it to you. So as long as you're staying in their face and you pretty much drilling them, you will get the IEP. And you definitely have to make sure that you drill them to let them know, I want a specialist to test him right now. Mm-hmm. I want a specialist to test him right now.
So that's what the specialist will help you develop the IEP specialized for your child's individual needs.
Right.
Correct?
Right. Okay. And it allows them to test their level, test where they're at, test what he is good at and what he isn't. I mean, it's like taking an IQ test pretty much.
Okay.
Sort of. And then that plan is then put into what they're going to move forward with, getting him where he needs to be and catch up if he's behind.
Okay.
So now most schools, they'll distract you and say, oh, well, he has to be failing. He has to be failing in order to get this. No, he doesn't. That's their number one thing. Oh, he has to be failing in this and this and this in order to get the IEP. So most of these schools, they will try to play your card like,
they will.
My kid got to be failing to get this. Are you serious? This is at the time. This is what Columbus Public Schools did.
And Renata, what school district are you in?
I live in Whitehall. But I get her tested.
You breaking up, boo.
It was in kindergarten. It started off in charter school, like charter private school.
Okay. So Renata, you kind of going in and out. So I heard you say something about charter schools.
We started off in charter private.
You still breaking?
Yeah. Up. Can you give us a call back? Because I want to be able to hear you clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really just want to say this is not to bash teachers. I mean, I guess I'm just telling you guys from my point of experience about, some of the school districts and so forth that I had to endure. It took a long time.
Thank you for calling. This Renata.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, we can hear you better. Yeah. So you were saying your child was in what district?
Whitehall.
And then you said that she went to charter schools?
Yeah, we started her first year off at a charter private school. So I took her out of that school and I took her to Whitehall City Schools for kindergarten. And every day, the teacher would have something to say about, there's only 3 black kids in that classroom. She had something to say about them every day. I thought it was just me, but then, it was a friend that I went to high school with. She would tell me, like, do you get a complaint about your kid every day? I was like, yeah. They wanted to give her an IEP then, and I said, no. She's only in kindergarten. You're not about to put that on her. Like, she hasn't learned anything yet. This was at the beginning of the school year. So we leave. We go to a couple more schools. We come back to Whitehall City Schools, heading the road. And they was like, well, her reading is not up to par and this, that. I was like, okay, well, let's do what we need to do, to get her up to par.
Wow.
So they do all the testing, drag it along, do all the testing, drag it along. And then they're going to tell me, oh, well, she scored low, real low, but that's just how she learned. I looked at this woman, that's a black woman, okay? And, I got all type of races in my family. But for this woman to sit up here and tell me, oh, she just learned, that's just how she learned. But remember, y'all the ones that brought this to my attention.
Right.
So you gonna tell me she scored low, but it's just how she learned? Okay, let's see. She go there one more year. That's when I told them, I said, you know what? Let's give her this 504 plan. Y'all don't want to give her this IEP, but y'all wanted to give her one when she was in kindergarten. And the woman's eyes got big. She's like, oh, I remember you now. I said, no, you remember me a long time ago. I said, but it's okay. I said, I got one better for you. As soon as we went to A+ Arts Academy on Fair Avenue, this lady calls me. When I say she is like my savior for my daughter, she said, I'm going to test her and I'm going to help you do all that I can.
Take that one person in the school district, that one person.
When I say she called me and was like, okay, she got an IEP. We need to get you in here so we can get the ball rolling. I'm like, okay. Get in there. I couldn't believe it because I was like, I don't want you to help me. I'm going to just go to Children's Hospital and get it done. She was like, all due respect, they can't do what I can help you with right now.
Wow.
It's going to take a while. And I was like, okay. And then we had talked about it, and I told her why I was so leery. I said, because I heard this before. Got my daughter approved. She's had an IEP ever since last year. Mind you, that was in the 4th grade. She got approved for it. She's in the 5th grade. Now I tell her, I said, just because you had this IEP don't mean you have to depend on it. You still got to do the work.
Right.
Go to school, do what you're supposed to do. Still got to turn your work in. You still got to try.
Absolutely.
You can't just depend on it because you know you got it and you know it's going to help you along the way. You can still fail with this IEP.
Right.
But you still have to work. You have to work. You still have to learn how to read. And if you got to revert back to your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s, guess what? You do that. And I tell her, all the kids make fun of me because I don't know. Guess what? I tell you, these kids and these teachers, they ain't smarter than you because they wouldn't be sitting right beside you or in the class with you.
Amen.
They're smarter than you.
Right.
I was like, and I tell these teachers, let one more kid make fun of her and you say nothing, because then I'm coming for you. Oh, they see I'm not playing. So then now I get on these teachers, and then they sit up here, they make excuses. Oh, what the IEP said. Okay, did you read the whole IEP or did you just read your section? I was like, because I'm going to need for you to read the whole IEP so you can learn about your student. Right. I said, because you can't just read your section and just be like, oh, okay, like, this is what I got to do.
So, yeah, I appreciate you, Miss Renata. Like, this is deep. And it's very informative, not just from a parent's standpoint, but from a teacher's standpoint, because hopefully some of these teachers will see their errors and their ways as well as some of these parents. So I appreciate it.
I want to shout out. I have one teacher that I want to shout out. Like, Soraya has had many teachers, and I appreciate all of them, the ones that you know, that has been there for her, that has backed her up. The teachers that she have now, I think they really get it right now. They don't want to see my face for real because I sneak into the classroom and they don't know I'm there. Right. And I'll just be watching them, how they act. And then I'll call them later and tell them about themselves. And then they get mad at me because they ain't know I was standing there. But I've seen her actions and yours. But it's one teacher, and I wish that I can just take her to every school that my daughter is at and follow her up. And that was her 1st grade teacher. Her name was Miss C. When I said she had my daughter speaking French, she had her counting numbers in French, and then she had her speaking somewhat and like I'm sorry, her as in Senegalese. She had her speaking some Senegalese because you know that's where her in-laws are from Senegal. And she had them speaking, you know, she just had them doing so much. She never gave up. Right. And I wish I could just follow her up and put her in my back pocket.
Thank you. That is so beautiful. Well, thank you, Mrs. C from Curvilinear Radio. Right, we need more teachers like you. We definitely appreciate you, Miss Renata, for calling in and sharing your story. Yes, even though you made me cry, I still love you. Thank you so much.
Love you, bud. Thank you for letting me know that you were going to be on here tonight. Absolutely. I really needed it. I really did.
Well, you know, you can always call me, Nadi. I'm definitely a person that definitely understands. Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
Have a good night. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Together.
All right. Bye.
So this is the reason why I wanted to come on, because like I said, there's a lot of parents. I think the thing that all parents just need to take away is do not give up on your kid, and things where we want to be in denial about things that we don't want to do, like putting our kids on meds or getting them going to see a therapist. You have no idea what might help your kid. Mm-hmm. And you can't deal with what everybody else is saying. You have to sometimes step away from your family, step away from your friends, step away from people on the outside, and do what is best for you and your kid. Because no, my kid being medicated has not helped all the way 80%, all the way 100%. But I can truly say it was a method that I refused to want it to do at first. But then once I did do it, everything flourished. And it took some time. You know, like I said, this has been going on since he was 5. So I put in a lot of work to get him where he needs to be, and it has to be consistent. Amen. It has to be consistent work. It can't be, oh, ain't nothing wrong with that boy. You know, and you have to get out of denial. You have to get out of denial. If you know absolutely something is going on with your kid and it's continuing to happen,
you have to pay attention.
You have to. And it took me to show up to his school for 3 days to see it yourself with my own eyes, because the stuff that the teachers was telling me over the phone, I'm like, man, that ain't my kid. That my kid couldn't possibly throwing desk and and doing throwing desk for real.
Like he the Hulk today, and right. You be thinking like, hold on, what happened?
And now I really feel I did my job. Mm-hmm. And even if today, if he continued to do what he was doing at 5 and 6 years old, I can take away that I did something about it, and I didn't sit as a parent and allow it to continue to happen because I want to be in denial about all that. It ain't nothing wrong with that boy. Right. He just needs some guidance, but just do what's best for you, and don't. I know that medication is not always the answer, and I don't want to put it on here like, well, our son is on medication. That's what her fix. No, it wasn't. It was a lot more than it was a lot more.
Just like she said, listen to everything. It did not help 100%. You don't have to explain to nobody.
Your life is what you going through. Exactly. How you cope with it. I mean,
and I'm not saying every parent has to put their kid on medication.
You have to do what works for in your household. Every person, every child is different. Some children, because of their own chemical, their own body doesn't take in foreign products. So their body won't be able to take that medicine. But then you have other things that might help them. It might be natural things. It might be their food. I mean, there's a lot of things that people have tried to help their children that once they change their diet, it kind of helps them as well. You know, it just depends on your child. It really does. It depends on your child.
Medicine, but the old medicine, Ritalin, that's not even the end thing no more. They're not putting
no, they're not.
There's so many different medicines that they have that they try, they adjusted with your kid.
Because Ritalin was kind of more like a dope.
Yeah, and
absolutely. It kind of made your child look like he was a dope fiend.
Yeah.
So it kind of made your kid feel like weird and out of place. So of course they I don't want to take that medicine. You trying to force that on me so I can be asleep in class?
It's not like that.
Yeah. Now it's other medicine.
It's a whole lot of different
medicines. According to your child's ailment, because ADHD has different signs and different levels.
Her level is totally different.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, it's for real.
It's real. I absolutely, like I said, it was the devil really tried to get me. He really worked me to no end, to where, like I said, I wanted to just take my own self up out of here. So,
and when you said that you didn't really talk to nobody, that you don't hold on your sleeve, I wouldn't say I hold all mine on my sleeve. However, I'm very opinionated when it comes to what my kids is doing. I'm always like, this boy doing this, so I'm getting it out, and I think that helps.
It does. It is therapy.
Amongst other things, you know, me and Mary J. Now that helps me cope too. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100.
That's our best friend.
And when I say I didn't have nobody to turn to, I feel like I didn't have anybody that understood
you. Yeah.
When you would explain it to somebody, like I said, the first thing that would come out of, well, honey, you need to beat him down to the ground.
They want to give you their opinion, and that bothers me. I hate that.
Instead
and I want to
listening.
tell y'all, my people and family members and friends, listen, Linda. Okay, this is from one sister to the next. I gotta make sure y'all are very clear. If your friend or your family come to you with an issue that is hurting them so deep, they don't want to hear what you would do in their situation, and you ain't never been in that damn situation. Just shut your mouth
and listen.
Let them vent. Google some stuff. Direct them to some counselors. That's what you do as a friend and a family member. Don't say, if that was my child, listen, heifer, you ain't got no child that's going to school stabbing a teacher. You ain't got no child going to school picking up desks, throwing them. You ain't got a child doing that because your child doesn't have this condition. So don't try to say what you would do. That's just like saying, if my man cheat on me, I'ma leave him. Listen, Linda, you're damn wrong. You know you're lying because you love that man. You're gonna let him cheat at least 3 times before you walk out the door. So don't try to say that you would do that, baby. Listen, I'm just throwing it out there. You know,
and when you express to people that you know what you're going through so many times, and you get the same response to everybody, it's like, man,
why am I talking to you?
When you want to go for any type of problem, you don't even want to explain it to nobody at that point. Like, no one has any idea what I'm going through. I guess I'm going to have to deal with this on my own. But at the end of the day, that doesn't help because that tears you down.
Yes, it does.
It definitely tears
you have to
down.
have an outlet. You have to have an outlet.
Absolutely.
And that's what
that model practice. You could have been talking to me about it all the time. Girl, let me tell you about what's going on.
And I'm a good listener. I won't give you my advice.
I tell her everything because I say I got stories for days, but she know I didn't came with some story. Let me tell you.
Listen, I'll be like, here come Kiki and her story. Like she'll be like, it's a funny thing how this happened, and then she'll tell me a story. But I'm like, I'm good at listening, and that's what you have to do. You have to be a good listener. And I feel like, and I'm gonna say this, I'm all for therapy. I'm all for it. And I feel like if you don't have somebody to listen to you, not give you their advice, not put their little pinky toe in it, all of that, you need to be able to go to somebody and be able to express yourself. If you don't have something that helps you release that energy, it's going to eat up you and who you are, and you're going to recoil. You're not going to be yourself. You're going to be depressed. You're going to end up thinking about hurting yourself because you don't want to be in that mindset. Absolutely. So please seek a therapist if you have no one to talk to, nothing to release that energy. Some people work out, that helps them. Some people do music, that helps them. Some people write, that helps them. But if you are a kind of person that feels like talking will help you, because I'm big on that. I talk if I have to get
like, am I talking too much?
Right. They like a little bit, but listen, you still listening. So let me tell you something.
Right. Get it out.
Even after the storm, that's where I am at now. I've been going to therapy. I kind of ashamed. I had to get out of that, being ashamed of even doing that. Because I had to bring myself back to me, because now I'm in an uproar every night. I don't even know how to shut myself down sometimes. And it is because I had to worry about this. I have to worry about that. Is my son going to cut up in school today? Am I going to come home to some drama with him today because he didn't messed up something in the house, and my husband is mad. Now I got to deal with my husband. All of this stuff is just from work, dealing with stress at work and having panic attacks sometimes. And then I have to come home. Where your home should be your haven, your safety. where I get home, it's turmoil again. I'm all up in the air at home because my son done something and my husband is mad. Now he mad at me because of how I'm dealing with the situation. So it's nonstop for 5 to 6 years with that, to where, you know, me and my husband was fighting every night about my kid. And like I said, that's not really his father. So he didn't grow up like that either. So he trying to figure it out. And why I'm so calm, because this is the norm for me, because I've been dealing with it since I've been 5 years old. I'm sorry, since he was 5 years old. Right. So I'm already in it. And I'm looking at him like, well, you either going to be on board or you ain't going to be on board, or there's the dove. Yeah. Because this ain't going to leave. Amen. This is not going to leave. So either you're going to take the time to learn about it and get into dealing with what I'm dealing with, or you got to go, because at the end of the day, this is my kid. This is my responsibility. And I cannot continue to let it continue this way. And yes, it would definitely cause fights where he would not like my son. It took a while for my son to really take to my husband because of all the situations that was going on in the home and school. And, you know, my husband would try to talk to him. But then once my son do one thing, you know, he'll talk to him, you know, take him somewhere or whatever. Then the next week, he mad again at the same thing. But I have to teach my husband, you can't keep a grudge with your kid, because at the end of the day, they are kids. Right. And they're going to continue to keep making the same mistake, the mistake over and over and over, to where you taking it personally on a kid. You can't do that. Yeah. Which that's what I was doing as well. Oh, you ain't doing that. You messed up 3 weeks ago. You still ain't. See, that's the Virgo in you, girl. Yeah. I do the same thing. I don't care I don't care how old you is. You know better, okay? You just be feeling that.
You know how I'm home Christmas over these.
Right. To where, you know, when my son would do one thing, I can't get over that one thing because he didn't did 2 or 3 things in next week. So it's like you want punishment for 3 and 4 weeks.
Yeah. Oh my God. You want punishment for the rest of your life. Listen, okay.
To where it's for real. It's like a hurdle. And my husband would get into arguments with me because he's like, man, you about to let him go play basketball and he did this. At the end of the day, you can't hold the same problems. That's what I've learned when I took parenting classes and I'm going through therapy for dealing with my kids. You can't hold grudges over your kids, you know, for weeks and weeks at a time. It's not going to teach them anything, and it's not going to do anything for you because you're still holding on to that. Yeah. And you have to make them learn that your choices is choices, but still instill that into them and not think, well, because you did that, well, I'm about to take away your TV, take away. And I did all of that. So I'm actually going through therapy right now. It has definitely helped out a lot to where I, you know, like I said, I couldn't talk to anybody about this unless they knew what I felt. And for me to go to therapy and talk to somebody that I have absolutely don't even know this person from a can of paint. You have no idea.
It's way better. I told you I was going through therapy for a while, and I feel like talking to somebody that don't know you. They don't know your background. They don't know where you've been from. They don't know. They don't know what you did last night. You know what I'm saying? It's like just to be able to talk to somebody who is going to look at you from a clinical, professional way. You know, they can be friendly. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, you can get some that are stiff. You can get some that are real friendly and ask you questions to get to know you. And I like those kind of therapists that are a little more friendly because it makes you feel a little more loose and relaxed to talk to them. And usually you, like, when I went to, I think it's called, Live Wellness, they actually have like an appointment that you go to. And it's not your actual doctor. They sit down and they ask why you want to come to therapy. What's wrong? And they ask you all these questions. And with the issue that you have at that moment, they will they will make an appointment with a doctor that is best suited for your actual condition. So you're not just making an appointment with just a normal psychologist. You're going to speak to somebody who specializes in molestation, who specializes in wanting to harm yourself, who specializes different areas of psychology. Like there is
organization,
exactly,
management,
exactly.
I'm be like 4 different doctors.
I hate you.
I think they would be. And you know what? When I went into my first session, and I was, very emotional, of course.
You always are. Oh, I hate it. My first 3 appointments, I was like, when I was 3, I went to this, and I was like, why am I crying every time I come in here? She was like, it's okay.
She was writing stuff down, and she was like, I'm as a parent, I don't know how you got through all of that stuff. And I said, I don't either. I absolutely, I feel like I said, I had an angel with me the whole
through
time.
All these situations, just floating through them, like out of body experience. Like, really?
It's been a long roller coaster with my son, just my son. And then, I have a daughter. So, she doesn't quite understand a lot of the stuff that I, with me and my son.
How old is your daughter?
She's 7.
Okay.
She's 7. So,
I bet when she was young, you like hoping that this don't be her, this don't rub off on her. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
and she's so the opposite. She's so the opposite. And that makes me look at, and knock on wood, nothing has taken place, but
I'll knock for
it. But my son being her age, he was going through that even at the age of 5, and my daughter is 7. So I don't really feel like I'm gonna have any issues with her. She's really, really actually helped me, because when I would want to get away from him, I would want to hold on to her.
Oh, okay.
And make sure that she is not picking up what is going on.
Right. Or that energy,
Yes. So it has been a long journey for me with this type of issue with kids. It really has. But you know what? I don't regret it. It allows me to be up here to talk to people about it. And that the thing that I just want everybody to take away from it, you cannot be ashamed. Just definitely get your kid the help that they need. And also definitely get help yourself, because do not wait and bottle things up the way that I have. And now I'm trying to still keep those feelings under control and deal with my everyday life and continue and know that I'm a good mom and not a horrible mom. Because sometimes I still feel like that my kids are not in a normal path like other kids. And it can be embarrassing.
Well, don't feel like
that. And I'm gonna say this, because we gotta wrap it up so we can do our specialties. I'm gonna say this to you, Miss Karen. Listen to a sister from another sister. Okay? All the work that you are doing shows that you are not a bad mother. You understand me? You are working for your child. You are your child's advocate.
Absolutely. And
every meeting, every wrestle, every fight, every conversation, everything that you have done shows that you love your child. You taking so long to make the decision because of your own concerns to medicate him shows how much you care and love your child. So don't allow your own things thinking that you could do better. You're doing everything that you can as a woman and as a mother with the resources that you have. And you are fighting hard every day for your child. You're waking up and not giving up. You understand me? So that lets you know that you love and care for both of your children. Because you could have gave up a long time ago.
I absolutely.
You could have totally checked out. You checked out on your own emotions, but you didn't check out on your child. So that lets you know what kind of woman and mother you are. And I love you for your story.
Yes.
I love you for your your courage, your strength, and for you to keep moving. That's right there shows me what kind of woman and mother you are. And I love you, my sister.
Y'all have no idea.
And I thank you for not making me feel like I'll be going crazy in my own world too.
Absolutely not.
Right.
And I will give you my number today. So, you know, just like Renata, I met her in Mexico. She didn't know me from a can of paint. And I want people to come to me because it's not a easy subject, and it's not a easy life to go through when you are dealing with that. So anytime,
and I have two.
Oh, if I had two boys, I think I would have lost it.
We're gonna go ahead and take a break and listen to Mr. Scope Smile, and then we're gonna come back to our specialties. Here we go.
Excuse me while I delve into this classic instrumental. Pop a bottle and toast because this feeling's monumental. Shout out my nigga Skrilla. He told me this was my juicy. You couldn't have been more correct when I'm thinking and lit the Lucy. Y'all wondering why this nigga did a song about smiling, but told it wasn't for gangsters, but F it, nigga, I'm styling. My upbringing consisted of heavy hardships and wildin'. Wondering if my pops was gonna never get off that product. Firmly stuck in the middle, 6 brothers, handful of sisters. Pops was part-time, so I learned from a handful of niggas. Man, that hard time is what they gave me when I was younger. Hold your head, bro, you'll be returning one of these summers. I could have followed in his footsteps. Sometimes I wonder if I would have done the numbers projected or got a number. Pleasure's been limited, but I carry a heap of pain. Ask me why I smile and I'll tell you because it keeps me sane. You should do the same. Smiling's an expression you get from auras of joy. They've been few far in between, so I cherish them like a toy. To a youngin' on Christmas, unwrap it and this is favorite. That's the feeling I get from good music that I be making. Watching the people go hard, watching the people go nuts, watching the people listen and watching the people turn up. Witness my grind in progress, maturation is savvy. Question I gotta ask is my niggas, what makes you happy? Macking a couple shorties, mislead them about your life. Make a bunch of money you'll never spend cause you doing time. I'm a stand-up kind of guy, can't you picture that in my eyes? I could never fail, my mama would kick my ass from the sky. Point me in the right direction if she feel I'm heading south. No, y'all think I'm ludicrous, but I'm just giving word of mouth. No illusion for scopes, no Chris Angel moves. But with these classics I keep doing what the angels do. Keep flying while I'm smiling, nigga.
We back. Hey. Whew. Listen.
So, you know, I can talk about it now, but
right. Y'all are tuned in to Curvilinear Radio. I am Mary JB.
And I'm Kiki with an E.
Listen, Miss Misha is not here, Miss Hotspots. She's not here this evening because she's sick, and you know, hopefully she get them cooties together. So we have Miss Karen Kirkland, who just shared her phenomenal story, empowering as well as enlightening. This is specialty time because we're gonna get out of here soon. So since Misha's not here, you know, I just wanted to say we have a couple events coming up. We're going to be in New York Fashion Week.
New York.
Yeah, I'm so happy for y'all.
Ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling. And then we're going to be in OKFW. Listen,
Yes, I'll be in that one.
Yes.
I am
Starting
so
the year
excited.
off right.
And then January 27th, Misha as well as Miss Kiki will be walking in Christina's farewell show. So
After beautiful Philip Milano.
Yes. I thought it was going to be at the Valleydale.
I meant the Valleydale. These
Listen, I ain't even walking for the event, and I know the right location.
They both start with a V, and they're both beautiful. What I meant the Valleydale.
I haven't been to the Valleydale since I was little.
Oh my God!
The last time I went to the Valleydale, I was dancing on the balcony portion and the wall, the floor caved in.
Really?
Like it was flooded. Like it was too many kids up there on the balcony dancing.
Oh my God.
And it actually, and I remember the song. It was that that I got 5 on it.
Yeah,
you know that got you turned up when you were young.
Right.
So I remember,
whether you smoked or not.
Okay, I just remember it going clack. It didn't go all the way down. Thank God, because I would have probably died. All them people would have probably landed on me. But it just actually the floor cracked in, and I screamed and I ran. I just ran for the door. I never came back there. So I've heard they renovated and put some double bolts in there. Hopefully, the balcony portion. I will be downstairs. I'm just saying, just for my own mental capacity, because I got scare tactics going on. Okay, so my specialty is makeup, and I had a whole bag of makeup that I wanted to talk to y'all about.
Had a whole half hour set up for y'all.
Okay, I did, but guess what? My sleepy ass did. I left it in my kitchen, and I got all the way to work, and I looked at my passenger seat like, what the hell? So I'm gonna just tell y'all, because I was gonna talk about makeup and this pony that I'm wearing. So I am wearing it's called Sensational. Okay, with 2 N's on the end, EL, Sensational. It is called Yaki 30. It's actually like 30 inches long, as you can see. And it's very natural. Comb it, bouncy. It's actually a drawstring ponytail.
Quick fixes.
Okay, snap it in, boom, boom. I don't sleep in it because that's just the way I take it off. Shake it off in the morning, put it back on.
Hold it, comb it.
Baby, listen.
Have you had?
And I love her because she doesn't shed a lot. I didn't have to trim her. She come layered and everything. I haven't named her yet. This is burgundy and black, and I also have an all black one for New York Fashion Week that I just can't wait for y'all to see. Unless I find something else. You know how I am. I might find something else, and that just might.
Or you be done brought them all, and they be like,
all the
same lady.
Okay, because I changed my hair twice in Detroit.
We had 2 different shows. You two shows.
I'm in 2 shows.
I'm sure you have different hair for each one.
Yeah, probably so. Because she wants me to have a long ponytail, and y'all know I can't really. I don't like wearing the same look. Have a problem with that. Yes. So I just wanted to talk about it, and it was only $10. 30 inches for $10. Baby, listen. She gives me life.
That's one thing about Virgos.
You gonna see me coming in with a long natural one day.
I bought 2 of these and only spent $20, and they are long and thick.
2 hairdos.
I love them because the last time I wore a drawstring, I had to wear 2. I don't know if y'all know how to work that, but I know how to work the drawstring to do 2. Layer the mugs, pin it in real good, and look like one whole ponytail. Just a little trick for y'all who like, it only works if you do like the thinner ones that are straight. Yeah. Or if you do like the wavy ones, if you do the ones with the thick curls, it's gonna look like you actually got 2 ponytails on your head.
Usually I do it with the straight.
Next time you got 2 on, be like, hey sis, I got 2.
I got you. Next time the next time I do it, I got you. Because
I'm gonna be all up in it like, okay,
it is. Because what you do is you actually put the second one over the clip here. So when it lays, it just looks like a thick ponytail. The hair going at it pins it. You pin it in like right here.
Oh, okay.
So all this hair, it just be laying right on top of it, and then you just put in some extra bobby pins and keep it moving. It's very easy. Baby, listen. So I got this from Divatress, DIVATRESS, divatress.com. And if you go to sisterwigs.com as well, they have some, but they didn't have these. But if you use Nicole 10, you get like 10% off. Just FYI, and it's still good. I think until the end of this year. Just giving y'all a little tip on some savings. So, but Divatress has good, especially around this time of year, they usually have good discounts on wigs.
Good Christmas.
I got this ice blonde wig that I'm just in my cart, just waiting for me to hit for ship. So
it's what ice?
It's ice blonde, like it's like the platinum blonde.
All right, now Storm.
Platinum.
Storm.
Okay, I can't wait. I can't wait. Girl, I told y'all I got this Treva number that I just can't wait to show y'all. And I got a couple Treva numbers in my closet I haven't even wore yet, and I got 2 on their way to me. Baby, listen. If y'all don't know what my Treva numbers are, it's the glamour coated melons, the bras that are bejeweled,
bling bling the baby.
Okay, these babies be sitting up right and beautiful, and they be glistening with the lights and everything,
and they be blinging.
Baby, I love her. She is everything. I told her, I said, I can't stay out of your inbox. It's always an idea. Her and Brandy Bobowski, like I'm always in their inbox. Okay, how much is this? Okay, thank you. Let me.
You know your product, the ish, when you got her work on somebody else's fashion show flyer.
Baby, listen.
I give her a shout out every time. Shout out to the bra on this picture though.
Okay, I sure do.
Super fly.
It's super fly. I was all this weekend. I wore a Treva number both nights, and I wore one Treva number on what was that Saturday we went out, and then I wore Brandy Bobowski on Sunday.
Wow.
I said, ain't it so awesome to be able to have designers that you are cool with? Because I got so many ideas of outfits and items that I want to put together, and I just be like, listen, okay, I don't know if this is actually something that you can do, and I tell them, like, oh, I got you. I'm like, thank you, Jesus, because I can't sew a lick. So. But I got mad ideas.
A home economics class for nothing.
Nothing. Listen, I actually went to sewing class. It was a class out in Graceland. I did like 2 classes. I learned how to sew a pillow.
Girl.
And I learned how to sew pajama pants.
If you really try, you probably could be a designer yourself.
I can be a designer. I just can't be a seamstress.
Oh, well, I guess there's a difference. There you go. You're right.
Because I got mad designs in my head. Right. I just need somebody to be able to put their little thumb together and do it.
True. Okay. You're right.
That's why we got so much planned for 2018 for Curvilinear Radio.
So I hear right now.
Listen. Yeah. Hey. So I'm going to pass the mic to Miss Kiki with the...
Better get it right. Don't be throwing no I in my nickname. Okay, so since we've been talking about ADHD and depression and stuff like that, you know, I'm somewhat of a health nut. Let's talk about some exercises that can help with depression.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you know, it's always...
I would need all of those.
You burn it. I mean, just think about it. Like, you doing some cardio, this exercise, and you get your heart to pumping. It's getting your brain... Like, when you exercise, you're thinking about other things, and just a lot's going on in your body, and it's just relieving your body of all that stress.
Okay.
So there's a couple things that you could probably do. Let me see here. I had it right here. Do something, and not necessarily exercise, but just keep your body moving. Like, do something fun. Like, you and baby girl, like big man stressing you out, you and baby girl go do something fun. That'll help. That helps with depression. Do something fun. Start slow if you haven't exercised before, but get some cardio in. If it ain't nothing but starting on a treadmill.
Yeah,
I some of that energy, that extra energy that you're running in your brain. You need to run it
or a little your body.
Hey,
that's some good cardio.
Good cardio.
It sure is. When your mind is everywhere, it's definitely not on the list. But it's getting back there.
I know that's right.
It's
true.
It's getting back there.
I understand.
That's really he's been mad for a while.
Yeah, I would be mad at you too, Linda. What else on the list?
You find that kind of hard to do. Get a trainer. I mean, we can go to the Y. They got reasonable trainers and nutritionists and stuff.
Zumba classes.
Zumba classes is great. Oh,
and you're around other women.
Exactly.
That helps.
Strangers.
That's next. That's next on my list is to actually get into the gym and so forth. I've done it so many times. I just don't like working out.
Well, baby, here we go. Try and get outside.
Don't
get me started.
Listen, go outside.
The way this weather's been today was a great day to go outside. Just take a walk.
Breathe. Well, Kiki, I'll just call you up if I want to work out.
There you go.
She will definitely go.
I will definitely motivate you. I'll be your little personal trainer.
That's one thing that my therapist did. He did state to me that you need to either take it out on like a
kickboxing class,
right? A kickboxing class,
or get your punching bag for at home,
and stuff like that. He was like, you should definitely work out. And I'm like, I don't like to work out. I don't like jumping, nothing.
But once you do it, you feel so.
I probably would. I just need to make myself and get focused.
I'm gonna make you my workout buddy. I need one so we can work out together.
Okay.
Also, listen to some music you love. Music is always therapeutic to the soul.
Oh yeah, I love music.
You know what songs make? I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. But listen, you know what song makes me feel like when I feel like I'm not pretty? Y'all know. Y'all probably looking at me like, I'm serious. Days that I don't feel like really, really pretty, or I feel like I need a song that just gonna make me be like, I'm the shit. I love.
Please don't say Cardi B.
Girl, no, that make me want to be that. That make me want to be like, Lil B, you can't mess with me. Nah, what makes me feel like really, really elegant and pretty is Mona Lisa by Jasmine Sullivan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that song makes me feel like she be like, you are Mona Lisa. Okay, I can't sing.
Don't be listening to her other songs though, because she
not no busting no windows and all that stuff. But that particular song makes me feel so. So if you, I'm telling you, listen. You gotta walk. You got a tall mirror.
Yeah.
Play that song and walk in your hallway to that song. I promise. It's not a really fast beat song, but when you look at yourself and you listening to the words, it kind of gets you into that diva, like, baby, listen, like I got this. Yes. Like I'm over here doubting myself, because that's what the song is about. You doubting yourself and you don't see your beauty. Like, you are beautiful. Like that motivates me. So okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And what about that water though? I think
water.
Really?
Me too.
Let me read you a little bit of these facts then, because I tell you, I think water just heals everything. I did a little bit of research, and let me read a little bit of something.
Everybody knows me on here. I cannot stand water.
And you know what? And I just hearing that makes me cringe. I know the inside of your body is just
dead.
Some liquid.
You got your inside is Desert Eagle.
My husband absolutely gets mad because
I would too.
He sees me just drink other stuff than water.
Oh my gosh!
Like
your inside is crying out for help right now, sis. Like for real.
I do.
Stress, depression, and anxiety are three very different conditions. However, many people experience a combination of these three. Sometimes the stress can lead to other two. For example, there are many things that can be done to heal these emotional tolling conditions, including removing stressors from our lives, taking medications, resting, exercise, and meditation, yoga, and more. However, did you know that water can help also?
Wow.
The three of these disorders are mood disorders.
Yes, they are.
Perhaps stemming from the brain.
Yes.
Studies link depression
ass brain.
Studies link depression to dehydration because 85% of the brain tissue is water. Dehydration causes energy generation in the brain to decrease. So lack of water can be the culprit in any of these disorders, really.
That's probably why I'll be feeling like I don't
trying to tell y'all. And you see, look, I'm going over here, got 2 ADHD, but you see, I'm always bubbly. Like,
look, she always moving.
I'm always. And I love me some water. I'm trying to tell
water,
you.
baby ass. I don't care.
Tell you, when you wake up in the morning, if you don't drink nothing else, at least when you wake up in the morning, drink a glass of water.
Bring me a Mountain
Your
Dew.
first, and that's the worst.
That's the worst. I don't do no Mountain Dew.
That is the
Listen,
worst.
if you really just want to like start drinking water, just do like little flavors and stuff like that. Like that's what makes me drink more water if I put like flavors in my water.
Yes, I do like the Crystal Lights and stuff like that. If I don't want to just drink plain water.
But water doesn't taste like anything.
I know.
You're a lie. I wish people quit saying that.
Get some Fiji water.
I don't see.
Or you can get one of them filter. You can get one of them containers because bottled water can get kind of pricey. Get one of them pure filter.
Yes, it comes with like pictures where it can go to your sink.
I got that because I refuse for my kids to drink tap water, and they're not gonna keep wasting my bottled water. So therefore, you're gonna pour a little bit in your glass that I got from the tap, but it's filtered now and clean, and y'all gonna drink that. I fill my ice trays up with it, like everything, like because this tap water is horrible. You don't know how much lead is in this water, and lead actually right here is a known fact that lead in water can cause damage in the nervous system. So don't do that tap water.
Wow.
We don't do tap water. So if anything, do some water.
Okay.
First, when you first wake up, just get it out the way.
Kiki got me some depression tips.
I'm telling you,
got me some
because you know my happy ass. I'm like, you would never even think I'm going through nothing.
I appreciate that. I really.
So when you first wake up, try it tomorrow. For me,
I'll try it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take a picture.
Because of her, I wake up every morning and I drink a glass of water. You don't drink
nothing else. Drink a glass of water when you first wake up. Within the first half hour, you waking up.
And I'm gonna take a picture of it. And I'm like, okay,
thank you, please do. And I'm telling you, it's gonna set the tone for the day.
Okay.
So. I got a little something, because you know it's Christmas time and us single mommies out here, we be needing all the assistance that we can get. So I ran across a couple places where you can go get some assistance or toy giveaway, because every kid deserves a toy on Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas and you may not have the money, if anything, every kid at least deserves something. So I found somewhere out at Marion Franklin Recreation Center on the 23rd, which is this week.
You said Marion Franklin?
Marion Franklin Recreation Center. It's a toy giveaway presented by the Columbus Ice and Giggles and Coos. So that's December 23rd, 2 to 4 p.m. And they have like a whole lot of sponsors.
That's going to be really nice.
And they're giving and bring your kid. They want you to bring your kid.
Oh, okay. Well, I can understand that, because some people be on there just
being greedy and they don't really need it, or maybe not even be their kid, or people is out here doing all type of stuff. It's crazy. It's like tax season when it comes to kids. Christmas. It's crazy.
Let me claim your kid. Can I claim your kid?
Right. Let me get your IDs. I give you
600 per kid.
It's some unfair parents out there. But for the ones that really do, 2801 Lockbourne Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43207. Go out there. If it ain't nothing but one toy. I mean, if you really need it, because it's hard out here. I know how it can be. Please go get them something.
That's sweet.
So found that out, man. That's all I have for now.
Oh, well, we got to get up out of here.
Yes.
We so thank you, Miss Karen, for coming.
And one more thing, and I found this for us adults out here too that haven't got our diplomas yet. I got mine this hand. There's a lot of us out here, which also help us when it comes to raising our kids. Mm-hmm. They got free GED classes at Godman Gill, January 8th, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. I don't know if that one class, I don't know exactly what it do, but it's worth checking out. It's at 303 East 6th Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43201. And you can actually find this event because they got it to where you can get tickets. But when you click on get tickets, it still says free. So check it out. Call Godman Gill, Google it, because I don't have a number right here, but check that out. You need your GED. I need a diploma to start off that 2018.
All right.
Get that for free.
That's some good information. I did see you post that in our group.
Yeah, so it's in the group.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I want to thank Miss Karen for coming through.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Appreciate you.
I just want to tell everybody, if I just want to leave with, if you feel the depression. I know that a lot of people don't like to go for help, and I know people don't like to go for therapy. But if you have the signs that I felt, and are dealing with kids or just yourself, it is important to not wait to get help as long as I did. And that is the reason why I came up here to do this, because it is something that just doesn't affect your family. It definitely affects yourself internally. You will, if you go day to day and you know that you don't enjoy things like you should, that is actually the ultimate sign. And it may seem little to some things to us, but it's major. And it can fester very fast, to where you will start considering negative thoughts and suicidal thoughts. So it's something that you definitely want to take serious. And if you have kids that are ADHD, do not give up on them. No. It is something that is going to be life-changing for you. If that means you have to go through classes just to figure out what it is, or to get more, information about it, please do so, because it's not something that's going to be a waste of time. It's going to actually help you along the way. Amen. And don't worry about what everybody got to say.
You can't. They're not living this life.
They not living your life.
If they can't, I always say, if they can't relate, then they don't need to comment, and it's not worth their comment.
Amen.
So, and just think about it, like in life, y'all. Look, we gonna look back on this and laugh, girl. We gonna talk to our boys like,
I am.
Ooh, you sent me through the
You put me through some stuff, boy.
Once I get him through high school, honey, listen, it's gonna be a big block party for me. Do you hear me? It's gonna be a party.
Okay,
it's gonna be a party for me in here.
I know that's right. So yes, thank you so much for coming. Thank you to the callers for calling in and sharing your stories. We so appreciate that. And I'm just going to say, please, please, please know that your child is the most important. Absolutely. And if you put your child first, then everything else will follow. And then do not neglect your own feelings, your own wants and needs, because that's going to make you not be the best. You'll be like protective for your child. So please, exactly. So next week we're gonna have another full house. This week, yes, because it's it's almost New Year's, so we gotta talk about some resolutions or resolutions. See if y'all know what the difference is. So we're gonna have Mr. Scopes in the building. We're gonna have Bree and Miss Brenda Babowski here. So yeah, we're gonna have a full house. So we're gonna talk and talk and talk and talk. You know how we do. So we'll see y'all next Thursday, 8, same time. So again, we're gonna play Mr. Smile again, because I just love it. It makes me want to smile, even though I cried today, but it was definitely.
I'm sorry, it's like I brought the emotional.
It's what's up. So we gonna go out of here. Thank y'all. Yes, it was.
Excuse me while I delve into this classic instrumental. Yes, pop a bottle and toast because this feeling's monumental. Shout out my nigga Skrilla, he told me